Good morning. My name is Anne Russell and I'm from the Russell Family Fetal Alcohol Disorders Association. The RFFADA is a national organisation providing support and information on fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. We also lobby the government and raise awareness of the dangers of alcohol and pregnancy. I'm streaming a series of videos each week on Friday on anything related to FASD as requested by some of the caregivers that we have on our Facebook group. And this week on request we're going to talk about young children. Some of this information has been adapted from a booklet called FASD Strategies, Not Solutions from the Edmonton Fetal Alcohol Network. So in some cases it can be hard to know that there are problems until a child attends school. Then the issues might be as limited as not really keeping up academically, or as obvious as behaviour which appears indicative of ADHD, opposition defiant disorder, reactive attachment disorder, or other behavioural disorders. Children with FASD can easily become overwhelmed in everyday situations, and when they become overwhelmed, unpredictable behaviour can result. It's so important that the school, or at least the child's teacher, listens to you and understands that your child needs to be taught in a way that they can learn. Because they can learn, they just have to be taught in that particular way. So watch for distractions in the classroom. It's hard for a child with FASD to listen when there are glittery discs hanging from the roof, when there are posters on the walls and bright colours fluctuating in and out of the classroom and noise coming from outside a window. It's very, very difficult for anyone, well, for most kids to concentrate in that situation, but it is particularly difficult for our children to do so. Then there's the problem of sensory integration. A child sitting close to a child with FASD might accidentally touch them. To the child with FASD, it feels like a hit or a smack. In actual fact, it's only just been a touch. A tag or a particular type of fabric might feel like scratches on a child with FASD. So all of those sorts of things we need to be aware of. Loud noises might startle to the extent that they can't get to sleep for hours. Other children may have high pain thresholds, not feel heat or cold, or need sunglasses when they go outside. So if you are going to the shops, consider which is best for the children, given that they become distracted and stimulated when there are a lot of people around. If there's a lot of noise and activity going on, you may prefer to go to a different centre or a different shop. Behaviour can escalate in those situations, and you might not be able to get what you need from the shop because you have to take your child home. I'm sure that's happened to many of us. If you have the opportunity to decorate or redecorate your home to support a child with FASD, remember that a low stimulation environment is best. While beige and fawn colours are appropriate, also think about where things will go. Where will all the books and CDs go? Can you put them away in a box or behind some sort of shelf? Storing toys and books in cupboards until they're needed can also help children with FASD. Yep. Try using symbols to support memory for where things go. For example, stick a picture of a toothbrush onto the container where the toothbrushes go, so that your child will know that the toothbrush goes in one container and the toothpaste goes in another container. And do that with any of the things that they might get mixed up with. Use smells. Sometimes lavender or a particular smell may soothe and help calm a child down. If you're having trouble in certain areas, try and think laterally. For example, you can install an automatic timer in the shower if they take too long. If your child is a little older, make sure that your iron turns off automatically, because that's often an area that's forgotten. Excuse me. It's also important to have a set of a routine set for meal times. If you make meals a habit rather than a response to hunger, it can make the decision about when to eat easier, because children with FASD may not respond to feelings of hunger. Conversely, they may feel like eating all the time, and the habit of eating at particular times may reduce overeating. If your child has done something well or completed a task in one location, try and encourage the child to complete the same task in a different location. It's important to help the child generalise their learning. For example, a child who can recite the alphabet at home may not be able to do the same thing at school. Children with FASD may have a weakened immune system. Discuss with your doctor about getting them the flu injection. They also tend to have a weakened dental enamel, so it's important to have any dental needs seen to immediately. Children with FASD may have reactions to medication that are not expected. We were only talking about that on our Facebook group yesterday or the day before. So any new medication must be monitored closely. Time out may only give the caregiver time to regroup. Unlikely to teach the child anything. Children with FASD may have difficulty making choices. Asking, do you want to go to the beach today, or would you rather, go to the lake, will sometimes cause a child to either behave badly or not behave in the way that we would like them to, or alternatively it may lead them to say, I don't know. So having as few choices as possible is ideal. For very young children who you think may have been prenatally exposed to alcohol, it's a good idea to write down behaviours and take photos early. It may be important later for the doctor. This is a critical age for people with FASD. Interventions, accommodations, strategies, understanding, knowledge, diagnosis and supports can all prevent secondary disabilities later on. If you have a diagnosis early enough, you can stress to the child how important it is that they never use drugs or alcohol. Some of the difficulties that teenagers get into may be blocked through careful repetition. Always state what you would like your child to do rather than what they shouldn't be doing. If you say, don't run, they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Are they supposed to be skipping or hopping or crawling or whatever? So you just always tell your child, to do something. So walk rather than don't run. Stealing is related to the understanding of ownership, particularly over time and space. The child's understanding that the object is only owned by somebody if that object is close to the person is something that our kids understand. So a wallet is owned by the person who has it in their pocket, but if that wallet is put out onto the table, then the distance between the person who owns it and the object means that that object doesn't actually now belong to that person. So real stealing occurs when the person and the object are together. If there's anything else that you would like to know about FASD, please let me know. Next week we're going to talk about a thing called perseveration. It's something our kids do a lot. If you or your organisation would like professional up-to-date training on FASD, please let me know. My number is 0412 550 540 and my email address is elizabeth@rffada.org. Don't forget to press the subscribe button on the top of your phone to subscribe to this channel. Thanks very much.